the EU tariffs ending, I think, is a wonderful thing for the American whiskey industry. It's really had a big impact. For example, in the 7 years before the tariffs went into effect, Kentucky bourbon and Kentucky whiskey grew at a rate of 98%, which is pretty amazing for exports. However, the tariffs really put the brakes on sales. Kentucky bourbon sales in 2020 were down 35%.
Wow.
So the tariffs had a big effect, and they not only had a big effect on sales numbers, but they also had an effect on margin, because a lot of distillers worked with their European counterparts and European operations to try to cut margin a bit and try to maintain some of the pricing and not have things go up. It was, it's a big increase. It was 25% tariff that was put in 2018. And in fact, if there hadn't been a settlement, it was set to go to 50% in December. But fortunately, it's been settled in the EU. Pretty much everyone in the industry, including DISCUS, which is the United States Distilled Spirits Council, pretty much everybody is anticipating that Britain, UK will drop the tariffs as well. So that it's really, really good news for the industry.
Okay, so that's good news. It means maybe you can start ramping up exports again, but with the supply chain at a mess at this point, are you able to do that? Where do things stand in terms of how limited you are on what you can and can't ship?
Look, that's a wonderful question. We're in a little bit of a different position at MICHTER'S because when we saw what was happening in Asia, in the liquor industry in January 2020, we took our glass supplies and our components, labels, glass cases, and we went from a 4 to 6 month inventory immediately to a 1 year inventory, which in retrospect has helped us tremendously. So we haven't had outages because of that. But glass shortages, can shortages in the case of ready-to-drink stuff, which has been very, very hot in our industry during COVID. Glass and those can shortages have really, led to a lot of out of stocks on the shelves, as well as shipping delays. I mean, the time to ship from Shanghai to Chicago is about twice as long as it used to be. And so a lot of the industry is having delays. We're fortunate at MICHTER'S, we really bucked the trend. The first 8 months of this year, our export sales are actually up 63%. But that's highly unusual.
What about labor issues? I mean, that's hit just about every industry. And I know one of your competitors, Heaven Hill, just settled a 6-week strike with their workers. What have you faced in terms of being able to find workers and keep those workers happy?
Another great question. And I think it's great for Heaven Hill and great for their workforce that they settle things, and great for the industry. We've had a harder time filling new positions. We've been growing and hiring people. It is harder than I've ever seen to find people. On the other hand, we've been very, very fortunate. Look, ultimately, companies about its people. We try to pay our people well. We try to treat them well. When a lot of other companies were laying people off during COVID, MICHTER'S decided to lay off nobody. Because we think loyalty has to go both ways. We've been, fortunately blessed with a great workforce, and we've been doing well, but it really is a problem for the industry. Look, when you go to a store now, you see everything is going up in prices. The commodities that we have to buy as a distiller are going up like crazy. Corn, which is the biggest ingredient in bourbon, is up about 50%. Over the past year. MICHTER'S, we use a higher grade corn. We use US1, grade 1 non-GMO corn. Our corn costs are up 59%. So there certainly is a bit of a squeeze in certain ways for us in the whole industry right now. But again, I'm very optimistic in general about the American whiskey industry. This dropping of the tariffs is going to help a lot. The EU and Britain are over 50% of American whiskey exports. And it's expected that Britain's going to drop it soon as well.